got some real interesting news. So, as I told you before, I've been having a rough time with this surface right here. This is the congregated, I think congregated or corrugated or congregated, I think it's corrugated. Plastic cardboard. So, or sheets or whatever you call it. Anyway, these things are really, really temperamental. We had to put a policy on the website, and if you did run across one of these, exactly what you had to go through, we advise you to spray these things in and don't hold them in. So, I know that everything happens for a reason. It's always a reason. Something doesn't work out well, this doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. It happens for a reason. It's the reason why it happened. Things just don't happen for the sake of happening. And when you basically, like I said, you live the life as a Christian, if the Lord tells you to go out and get something, you go out and get it, and it doesn't work, it's because there's a reason behind it doesn't work. Maybe He has something for you that's going to basically not only fix the whatever He told you to go get or fix the solution, but also to give you something of another blessing. So, went over to Home Depot, picked up this surface right here, and I wrote in the formula over and over again, and it just seemed wouldn't take to the surface at all. And I'm trying to remember, like, wait a minute, did we even roll these things in? Because if I wrote this in years back, and the first time I saw that reaction, I think I would have went in and just discontinued doing the surface, wouldn't touch them. But the fact that we have so many videos on this particular surface means we must have figured out a solution how to get around it, which was a spray-on application. This one was rolled on, and the reason why it was rolled on because we now have a special primer. Our special primer allows us to be able to coat over these surfaces now. Will this primer be for sale? No. We don't plan to sell it. The reason why it's fantastic because if we're designing projection screens, physical screens, and we run into a surface that we can't conquer, that solution, that primer the Lord blesses us to have, will make it possible. See? Everything happens for a reason. I know when people say naysayers are so quick to react, this is why I tell you, stop making a fool of yourself. This is what you'll be doing all day long because God directs our technology. If something doesn't go right in the video, that's because God is directing us toward something better, or something better is coming. But Christians don't have this where we fail and the devil's going to glorify himself over us and say, oh, look at them, they fail, they trust in God at the end of the day. This is what you get for trusting in God. Yeah, we don't have that issue at all, period. It'll be the ones who basically serve the evil one that will have the constant failures over and over again, not the Christians. But anyway, with that being said, the solution we're blessed to have will basically fix the issue if we happen to bump into a surface that our product may not marry to it. Now, does our product work on it? Yeah, it'll work on it. It's just that getting it to marry to the surface, that becomes the problem. But our stuff coats on everything because we do a lot of testing on different surfaces to make sure our products work 100%. We do more testing on most surfaces and most things. We literally painted on just about everything you can possibly think of. So, this new solution makes it possible for us to roll over whatever the freak we want. Doesn't make a difference. This is a surface I had to issue it. That's why I said everything happens for a reason. It was meant for us to go down and get the surface. It was meant for us to paint the application in. It was meant for the application not to take to the surface. I'm thinking like, Lord, we went down, we got the surface, we came back. How come the application is not taking? All this is meant to happen. Now, like I said, we sprayed these in before, but there's some places we can't use paint cannons at. We can't spray paint cannons. We can't use them. So with that being said, it's nice to have an application that can be rolled on. This makes it so much easier. If I have to do a paint on demonstration on site, pulling out a paint cannon is not a good idea, especially when there's a lot of people around you. Mind you, this stuff goes airborne. So to be able to have a solution that we can prep the screen with first before we bring it up before the demonstration, absolutely fantastic. And the Lord blessed us with our new primer. So our new primer basically is an application that was put on here first, and then after this is a quasar. This is the our FLE black luminous quasar. I think quasars are designed to take in tons of light, but it's painted on the surface that we couldn't conquer with a roller. We can conquer with a sprayer, can't conquer with a roller. As I said before, if I'm doing paint on demonstrations, pouring out a paint sprayer and doing that is not good when you got a crowd of people around you. It's best if you roll those applications in when you're doing shows like that. Man, I'm telling you, we now got our own primer. And as I said before, it's not for sale. It's only for us. For basically, we want to get into physical projection screens, and there's surfaces I would like to paint over. They are very temperamental. Now we have access to it. Everything happens for a reason. Quasars are gorgeous, aren't they? Look at the wall. Wall don't even register next to a quasar. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I'm going to move the screen over a little bit. Trying to get from this wall. I gotta say this real quick. I can't express enough. Those that are trying to mimic our work, commercial environment. Stop doing this in apartments. Stop doing this in houses. We're in commercial. So guess what? Get to cracking, Jackson. If you're going to say you have the same thing I have, you have to be in a commercial environment. No ambient light controlled environment. Commercial. That's where we're at. You're sitting in a dark environment saying, we have the same thing he has. Get out of that apartment. Get out of that house. Go rent yourself an office space and go do it in commercial. Light that environment up. And put that gray paint in there and see what happens. Doesn't work. Anyway, Quasar technology. Still our 720p $10 projector. Because I told you when I went to the office, I was going to use, or any place we go, I'm going to use our $10 projector. Why would I spend the money for anything else? It does a fantastic job, don't you think? And on Quasar technology, it worked in the garage, it worked outside, it works in here. It works anywhere I take it at. And the new solution, the coating we have, now we have the ability to access that surface anytime we want and paint it in. And I like that surface because this surface is cheap. It's $24 for a surface that's 36 by 72 by 48 by 96, I think it is. It is roughly $35. That's it. So just to make this crystal clear, our new primer solution, not for sale. Ever. It's only designed for us to be able to prep whatever surface we want to do our application coatings to. And mind you, keep in mind the application coating is going to be used for our physical projection screens. Just wanted to show you exactly how crazy quasars look. Oh, by the way, let me show you my projector. Because everybody's saying, oh, he's using a high-powered machine. There's my projector right there. There's the model number. It's a VPL CX100. Check it out on Projector Central. My projector right here. And I only paid $10 for it. We don't have any HDMIs or any of that stuff. It's funny because I was just sitting there yesterday talking about, what am I going to do tomorrow? I have no idea what we're doing tomorrow. And boom, Lord said, this is what you're doing. He always keeps us occupied, always. Look at that massive difference. Let's tackle the cat. Oh, now you don't want to be on camera now? Okay, whatever. You want to be on camera? You don't want to be on camera? I don't know. Cats are finicky. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. When I came in that fast, the ingredients popped up. The Lord gave me the ingredients on to make a solution. That's why I said that. When you see people online trying to get any little victory they can on a Christian, it's sad. You can't get no victory on a Christian. God sees your nonsense. He sees, look at this. Look at this guy over here celebrating on my servant at the end of the day, trying to make him look bad. Trying to make God look bad. I find it interesting how you'll pray to the Lord when things go bad for you, You'll pray to him, but you'll turn around, you'll take his people, and you'll turn around and curse them. We don't get cursed at the end of the day. You get cursed. You serve the devil. That's why your stuff don't work. That's why you can't sell anything, because you're cursed. Because you serve the devil. We serve God at the end of the day. Christian falls, he gets right back up, and every time he gets back up, he's 10 to 100 times stronger. A person who serves the devil, you go down, that's all to it. You don't come up stronger, you come up weaker. God's people don't go through that kind of nonsense. That's why I said we came in and showed off that surface, and I thought to myself, I said, Lord, we can't get the surface to applicate, we can't get it why do we go out and get all this to begin with? And I went back and did my research and said, oh, we sprayed all these in. I said, well, if we take one of these on site, we can't spray it, put a cannon out with all these people. You know, you spray something that's airborne. Can I have everybody in the crowd wear a mask and safety glasses? That doesn't make sell a product. That doesn't work at all. That hurts the product. So I'm sitting there, and you got to wait. You got to be patient. So I took the screen, I cracked it in half. I put one half over there, and I said, well, I'm just going to throw it out in the trash. Lord said, don't throw it out in the trash at all, period. Leave it right where it's at. It's not going in the trash. It'll stay right there. So I just left it right there. And then I came in, I put the specifications and information on the site, which still has to be there either way because we can't give you the solution. And when I came back in this morning, no sooner than I walked through that door, boom, that's when it hit. That's when the Lord said, this is what you're going to do. You're going to make this. Went back out, went over to the shop, made what I had to make, came back over. There you go. Coated it in, put the first application in. I took one application. It dried in no time at all. One coat primer, dried just like that. Once it was done, reapplied the, bringing over the, cause I got to do my sister's screen. So I brought over a gallon. They want the whole wall done. I brought over a gallon of the Quasar. Coated it in. And boom, look at that. Went right over the surface like nothing. And I couldn't get regular primer to work on that stuff at all for jack. So now I'm thinking, what do we do with this? The Lord says you don't sell it. It's not for everybody. This is for you and for you only. This is for you to be able to deal with temperamental surfaces that are going to come up in the future, for you to be able to coat over them and convert them into physical screens. And here it is right there. Yep. So, does it alter and change the Quasar? No, it doesn't. No way whatsoever it doesn't change it at all, period. Quasar is still Quasar. It just allows us to be able to paint over a surface that was a freaking nightmare to paint over. Oh, that thing was something else. See that? No, one mark, nothing. Beautiful. Boom. You just seeing the crease marks in it where I bent the screen because I was folding it up to throw it in the trash. Which I had been so hastily and didn't basically fold the screen up and cut it in half, I would have had a whole screen sitting up here. See, this is why it pays to be patient. When the Lord tells you to be patient, be patient. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. And I sat there and go, Dag, now I don't went up there, spent all this money, went up there and picked this screen up, got down here, found out this thing is going to work if we spray it in. That means we got to take this thing and back on into another extra large lift, which is like $18, all the way down to the shop, coat it in, spend another $18 to bring it back up. Mind you, I had spent $18 to go down and get the product, get the surface. Then I had to spend an additional $18 to get it back over here. Now I got to turn around and take another $18 out of my pocket and go all the way back down to the shop, take this with me, and then spend $18 to go back up. So I was like, dang, damn it, because you got to be sprayed in. It can't be spraying in here. It's an office. I was like, oh, man, it's going to cost me so much, man. I'm just going to go to cardboard route. We'll do the cardboard instead. We already paid for the cardboard. It's already on its way. But anyway, yeah, all that. And then to find out that if I had waited, like the Lord told me to wait, because I heard him say, wait, be patient. Oh, man, I paid all this money out. Whew, gotta listen. I didn't listen. So if I had listened to him and I'd have took this surface all intact and put it against the wall and left it where it was at because I didn't want to look at it, I could have had a whole full screen with the new solution on it and showing up a quasar. Nope. I got mad and snapped the screen in half and basically took the other half over there. Gotta listen. This is a lesson we do Christians at the end of the day. We have to learn to sit back and listen. See, I learned when it comes to contracts, if a contract doesn't work out for me, if it falls through, you think I get mad about it? No. And God was telling me something. Something's wrong with that contract, the reason why it wouldn't work. If it was meant to work, it would work. Like this office space right here, it was meant for us to be here. Every door opened up to give us access to this building. Every single door. We had no roadblocks whatsoever. If it's meant for you to happen, you will not have one roadblock in the way. Everything will go through. Quasar is gorgeous, man. This is what my sister's getting. This is from the gallon. I'm about to go over there and put a screen in. Now she liked the Sony, but she was over at Best Buy and they're checking out the Epson LS800. She's gonna buy one of those. She's picking one of those up because she has an OLED TV. And yeah, I went over and had this conversation with her and she said, "Oh yeah, we go through that." And I'm like, "Really?" She has an OLED. She has an 80-inch OLED. So yeah, we go through all that. We go through that. Yeah, you have to turn it off and then you have to wait and all that. I was like, "Gee whiz, why did y'all buy?" She said, "Well, they're pretty in the store. It's beautiful, And I'm curious, does the sales clerk tell you this? So now I've got to experiment. I'm going to walk up into a Best Buy and I'm going to basically just act like a customer buying a TV. And I wonder if they're going to tell me any of this stuff. Because that is some messed up stuff at the end of the day. I don't really research TVs like that. Like I said, I'm into projectors. I'm not a big fan of TVs. But I would have never guessed that the OLEDs would have had that kind of complication issues. I mean, literally, I'm making sure that no one's like making something up, like on a form site. So I'm fact checking it over and over again. How many people are actually saying the same thing? Going to a lot of the big heavy hitters, and they're all saying the same thing. You turn that TV off, you got to wait 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours to turn it back on. You roughly turn that thing on and off, you could damage your screen. You leave it on overnight, you damage your screen. That's crazy. And then the burn-in, oh my goodness, man. I'm a big gamer, man. I got a big habit. I always do gamings and videos and whatever. I'll pause stuff and walk away. I do it all the time. Kids do it. Kids will sit there and watch a TV show, pause it, get up, and they'll be all over the house before they come back and go, "Oh shoot, I forgot TV's paused." Yeah, that fast. Your stuff can get wrecked. That's like building a bridge out of glass. It's a bridge at the end of the day. It's supposed to be to take a certain amount of pressure to go across it. You can only ride bikes across this bridge. It's not made for vehicles. Bridge will shatter. It's madness. And then you pay that kind of money to begin with. That's insane. That's an inconvenience. And then the colors, I've read that the OLED, the contrast levels can dull, the colors can dull after a period of time. So it's almost like it has little tiny light bulbs all through it. And if light bulbs after a while become dim, they go dull, just like on projectors. They have the same thing. Except for projectors last a little longer than that. I've had projectors for, matter of fact, I buy projectors used. And when I buy them used, sometimes I don't change the lamps out. And someone's had that projector since 2011 or something. My projectors are old. So it's not like a brand new projector. My projector's old. So I have a projector coming from 2011. You know what I mean? It's been around for a while. Yeah. So keep in mind, with those little tiny lights throughout this entire unit, if any of those lights go dim or go dark, that means part of your screen goes with it. And to turn your screen off abruptly and put it back on right away can damage your screen. So that means I can walk into your house with a universal remote control and I can basically turn your TV off 8 or 9 times and I'll wreck your TV. You know how jacked up that is at the end of the day? You know, people can get, if you got your TV in the window, literally someone can drive by in a car with the universal remote control and turn your TV on and off and damage your TV. That I call that, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe that. I had to go into the OLED. Because when I was in there, mind you, like I said, I didn't know much about the TV. I knew about the contrast levels and what they say about projectors. But, ooh, yeah. I went there, had a nice long conversation with those guys in there. And it was quiet in the room. Nobody was in there making a sound. It was quiet as a church mouse. So, I found some interesting information about your TV. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm late to the party. Because, again, I don't research TVs. I'm into projectors. And they know that. But your TVs are that finicky, that fickle, that they can basically break that quick. So what happens if you basically shut the TV off? Oh, I forgot, yeah, it does, it damages the TV. Also triggers off a burn-in effect. Jeez. So they give you instructions what you can't do with something you spend $5 grand for. Like I said, it's the equivalence of owning a house and being told that you only have access to 2 rooms in the entire house, even though you own it. Can't go in the rest of the rooms. Jeez, this is a messed up era of technology. Let me explain something to you. Like I said, I was born in '68. I got a chance to see a lot of cool stuff run through my fingers. I've never seen nonsense like that before, ever. Man, you could beat the crap out of stuff back then. I mean, beat the crap out of stuff and never have to worry about. I never heard of a game system that you really can't play hardcore, heavy graphic games on it because you run the risk of overheating your system. Can't play it for long, extensive gameplay because you can overheat and burn out your system. That's crazy, man. I remember playing a Nintendo, leave it on, walk out the door, go hang out with my friends, ride around on the bikes, and come back in and finish playing the game. There's no thought of a TV burning out or basically the game system stopped working. Can't even get proper video games anymore. Well, some games are proper, but some, I remember at one point you buy a game that's only halfway done. You got to wait for the patch to come in. Cyberpunk 77. Yeah, because I went through that when I bought the game. It wasn't even finished. And technically it wasn't finished. If it's finished, it wouldn't have all the glitches going off on that thing. 4K demonstrations. Yeah. Well, I don't care. And you know why I don't care about that? At the end of the day, I built my own gaming system, so I'm good with that. Machine over there about to build me a second one. And I designed this technology, so yeah, I would never touch a TV. And my sister, pretty soon, her entire wall is about to become one big massive screen, and she's going to pick up the Epson LS800 projector. She also picked up an Apple TV because they're switching over to an Apple TV. I guess they're high-teching it up over there. But anyway, I'm going to paint her whole entire wall. She can have all her lights on. She'll be able to pick up an Infinity 1 contrast level. Her colors are going to look outstanding on that projector at the end of the day. And keep in mind, those of you who own that machine, I've seen your videos. You're stuck in the dark with that thing. That's an expensive machine to be sitting there stuck in the dark with, and you can't read your contrast correctly. It's a sad day for technology, and I'll tell you why. You buy an OLED TV, you're under rules and restrictions at the end of the day with those things. You really can't use that TV the way you want to use it. So you run the risk of basically, you better get a warranty for it. You need, that's one TV you have to get a warranty for. So you run the risk of your TV not lasting that long because, you really can't use it all the way you want to use it. And for those of you that have projectors that want to get away from the TVs, well, guess what? You technically don't have a TV either. Because again, I told you before, if you're using white and gray screens, you can't see the screen. It won't read. And ultra short throw projectors, if you're trying to replace your TV, like my sister's doing right now, they don't want the TV anymore. They don't want to be stuck in the dark. That's the first thing that her boyfriend said to me. He said, look, he's seen my videos, but he hasn't really researched my company. He knows I just design screens. We're not going to be in the dark. Because everybody he knows who has projectors on his job are all sitting in dark environments with projectors. He goes over there in the dark, in the dark, in the dark, in the dark. He doesn't want to be there. He wants the same reaction he has on his TV that he wants in his home. I can understand that. You know what I mean? You had a TV there already. You're getting rid of. You're going to replace it for a projector. You want the same thing. So he doesn't want to be trapped in a dark environment. He wants to see the contrast. He wants to see the color. See everything he's going to get that he used to have on his TV. That's where our technology comes in. So not only can he knock out an entire wall and get this massive 180-inch screen sitting on his wall with his Epson LS800 projector, but on top of that, he's going to have a projector that reacts like a TV. So for those of you who don't have our technology, well, you're subjected to gray and white screens. And anyone tells you with a gray screen that they're giving you the ability to react like a TV, they spend a heck of a lot of time in the dark trying to prove that theory. A lot of time in the dark. If you look at the promo demonstration again on the P2, it's in complete darkness. It's not. It's designed to show you that, hey, look, we can operate just like a TV. You can walk into a fully lit environment. Forget the stereotypes about projectors being stuck in the dark. That's the old age. This is the new technology now. You don't have to worry about that. Put it right up close. Doesn't have to be at a distance. You're going to have this giant screen just like a TV. That's what they're advertising. They're not advertising be plunged into the darkness forever. You can't turn on your lights. Where's the coffee table? We don't even know. That's what you're... Really? No. They're not advertising it that way. So everyone we saw on YouTube with that projector is sitting in a dark environment. Now you're going to spend a couple grand for a screen. You already spent, what, $3,000, $2,000, like $2,500 now for that projector, maybe $2,000 for that projector now, because they're a little older now. And you're going to spend about $3,000 to a screen. That projector does up to 120 inches. So guess how much a screen's going to cost you at 120 inch certified. Hope you got 20 grand laying around, because you're definitely going to need it. Yeah, that's what you're going to be dealing with. So that screen's going to cost you far more than what your projector's going to cost you. A whole lot more. Projector's got 235.1 on it. Oh, good luck getting that in a certified. You have to deal with that. 235 cost and a certified screen. Gunmetal. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just made a car payment. They're very expensive. They're not cheap. Basic 100 inches is about $3,000 to $5,000. And your projector does 120 inches, so you're not even really utilizing what your machine is designed to do. We can max that at 120. We can max them out at 150. Yep. Reality check. That's what it comes down to. When you really look at the big picture, let's take away all the little pretty bells and whistles. Let's just look at the real picture here. Get an OLED TV, and for anyone sitting there bragging about OLED, I wouldn't do it if I were you. I just really wouldn't brag about owning an OLED. After what I just read up on that thing, I wouldn't brag about having one of those. They're just basically designed to basically break down. They're flawed machines. You have your ultra short throw projectors, which again, you can't fully utilize because you don't have the right proper screen. And without our technology, well, you go over to $5,000 land and you'll spend thousands of dollars for a screen that you still can't read an infinity contrast level off. My customers do it for under $500 and they can read it, even outside. You can't take that screen outside. There's no way in the world you're going to take a $5,000 projection screen outside. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. So, puts a smile on my face, because at the end of the day, we didn't basically even the playing field. We destroyed it. And for anyone that sits there and says, well, somebody can come up and they can develop black technology just like you. I've seen that one already. I've seen that one since the day we first developed this stuff 8 years ago. I've seen it. I've seen people come, I've seen people go. They never last that long. They have no testing, they can't back their products up, and they fizzle out. A lot of hype, a lot of barking when they come out the gate, and when they get into the middle of the battlefield, they shrivel up and they disappear. They never stick around long. You don't see them that long. We've been here for over 8 years. Go back and check the company in the Digital One 4K Crystal Onyx. You'll see the first development of black technology on our YouTube channel. We've been around for quite some time. As a matter of fact, they even back our products up. We have videos, something called Match or Better. This means anyone out there talking trash that they can do the same thing we can do, get to work, because you'll have to be to do the exact same demonstrations. And now the demonstrations of matching better have gotten much worse because we're in all commercials now. So you're going to have to be able to beat our record to claim to be us. That's why we're setting the bar literally so high. So with that being said, as I said before, black technology is extremely temperamental technology. You have to know what you're talking about, or you're going to wreck someone's screen. You're going to mess around, spend money for a fixed frame screen, spend money for a motorized screen, paint something down to it, and wreck your screen, and then you're going to be turning around and be out some money for a screen and screen paint. Some people's return policies are freaking nightmares. So good luck with that. That's why they copy us. If we weren't the best, they wouldn't copy us. That's why they copy us. That's why they copy our labels and make claims that they can make our stuff and never produce anything. They copy our specification sheets, everything. So why would you buy from a bootleg when you can buy from the real deal? We don't. Saving your money. One guy has a slogan, we know, saving your hundreds. Can't save your hundreds if you can't save it himself. I'm in here with a $10 projector. Ooh, look at that Nebulon. Can't save money if you can't save it yourself. It's like going to an accountant for your company. He's been bankrupt 13 times. You think you're going to trust him to do your books at the end of the day? No. So how are you going to trust somebody that he's going to tell you he's going to save you money when he has to spend $3,500 for a projector to get it to work, and he's still in the dark with that thing with a 2:1 contrast level? Told you before, if you get a gray or white screen, you're basically pushing back your projector. You're coming outdated. Oh, look, Mr. Bean. Over here, we're testing on 50 lumen projector. You have no idea how cheap it is for me to go projector shopping. It is so cheap. It is not even funny how cheap it is for me to buy a projector. I don't require any 4K. I don't require tons of lumens, not needed. I don't even require HDMI ports. I just get one of those $14 adapters and that's it. That's all I need. It's kind of hard to buy a projector if you spend $10 for what it really is. That Ultra Sharp was like $60. Really hard to do that. But yeah, I just want to show you the new solution. I like it. It's beautiful. This is going to basically save us a lot of time. I can go on site, and I like this surface. The surface is really super lightweight. That's what I like about it. It's very lightweight. But I can't be on site, and I got people around me, and I got to hear everybody take these masks and put them on and put on these safety glasses. We have to spray the screen in. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. We have to be able to roll those in. And the new solution that God blessed us to be able to have will make it so much easier for us to get things done. Oh, football highlights. Jeez, back to back on this one. There we go. So this surface right here cost me $25. That's it. Look at that white wall versus my screen. With the grass difference. How green the grass looks here, and how it looks on the white wall. Oh, by the way, just figured out something very interesting. You gotta stop saying white walls. These walls aren't actually white. They're light gray. That's what they are. I was looking at them like, wait a minute, because I noticed that when I take this surface here, I'm gonna show you why. They're light gray. They're actually not white. That's light gray. This is white. It's just a really light gray. You see it now? Yeah, I didn't realize. I'm like, are they white? So I'm trying to figure, is it a colonial white, off-white? What is it? It's actually really light gray. I had to ask the owners what the walls were. Because I noticed that there's a color difference in between the white surface and the wall. And I'm like, wait a minute, but they're both white. They would have both picked up the same tone. No, the walls are actually light gray. As a matter of fact, they're almost the same color as the Cinemax. I know, because I tested that stuff. So technically, the walls in here are light gray. Which means when I sat on camera and I said that a gray screen wouldn't stand a chance against our technology, I was not joking, because it was right there in the room. That's why if you look at the white surface, you see a little slight color bump. That's why. The gray screen gives you a slight color bump. So these walls are actually gray. It's just a really light gray. I came here, I'm thinking, oh, they're white. No, they're actually gray. If they were white, they were that color. See the difference? There you go. So technically, they're gray. Light gray. Which means, guess what? Your gray screen paint still don't work next to our technology. So when that fish was moving back and forth and hitting the aluminum technology, yeah, that's what that stuff would do, literally to a gray screen. Yeah, walls in here are actually they're gray. They're very light gray. Because when I took the surface and laid it against the wall, I was saying, walls in here are light gray. Because I'm thinking colonial, maybe an off-white. That's what it looks like. No, they're actually gray, like a very light gray. And that's where they are. OLED, LG, Jazz. Which proves my theory. Again, a gray screen does not register. I'm sitting there on camera saying, yeah, gray screens don't register. And so I'm like, how do you know? Oh my goodness, like seriously? Do you have any idea how much unboxing and testing we've done on gray screens on just about every kind of environment? I did a gray screen demonstration on commercial already. Did it already. At the carrying place. We literally had gray paint up there and did the demonstration. It doesn't function. You can't see it. If it does, someone please humor me. I want to see a demonstration on a star-filled demonstration in a fully lit environment. That's what I would love to see. Show me one. Fully lit environment. Stick that screen next to a window. I don't want the screen way over in some pocket corner somewhere. Literally disconnect that thing, drag it over there where that green bookcase is at, stick it right there, and basically open up that door. And we had to put some lights on that thing too. I want that thing to really be, matter of fact, even better, take it back in that dinette set you got back there, open up that window and stick it next to it and do that demonstration. I don't want to see faint colors, because I remember I was watching those demonstrations, colors be so washed out, so faint. No, I want to see rich colors. And don't have the projector sitting on top of the screen. Drop that sucker back 13 feet. From that distance, you should be able to pull that thing back to that door and do that demonstration, if your stuff works. I'm seeing projectors right up on top of the screen. No. Take it back to the door. I can drop back 25 feet. I actually have it on recording. At 1,000 lumens, fully lit environment, and still nail a screen. The distance stroke test, so you have to go through them. And the reason why is because if you have an area where they have the projector all the way back there, they have to say, okay, look, projector's back there. Can it still see your screen from this distance if we have all this light in the environment? It means you have to maintain contrast, color, all that. And you're going to have to do that against another surface to show that you basically pull up the better half of that projector's capability. That's a requirement. Ugh. Nickelodeon. Wait a minute. See? Gotta read your colors. Except on plain. It's called a distance throw. All screens have to go through them. You have to have them, especially if you want to work on commercial site. You have to have one of those done. Because you have no idea when you walk into an environment, like how far is this projector sitting back? That's like it's sitting way back in the other room, like, oh shoot, you better be able to hit that screen. If you don't, you're not pretty sure at the end of the day. It's called distance throw. Low lumen distance throw demonstration. Low lumen distance throw demonstration. We started these. So basically, you start off with a low-end projector. You can't use a high one. Use 5,000 lumens, you drop back. That's cheating, because that means at the end of the day, your projector has 5,000 lumens to travel at 25 feet from A to B. That's not impressive at all. Doing it at 1,000 makes it much more funner, because that means that if you start off with 1,000 lumens, how much you think you're going to have by the time you travel 25 feet across a well-lit environment? Ain't going to have much, are you? There you go. Got to make that screen work for it. And you're not working hard enough for it. This is why these are some of the tests that will put your stuff through. I got facilities I can take you in at 25 feet, 60 feet, easy. I just run them out and take you in there. Because I can bring you in here. See if your stuff actually works in commercial environments. If you're making statements like, okay, so this is the part I don't understand. I got to bring this up. The Frankenstein mix, which he claims basically is used for businesses. I wouldn't advise you to use this at home. If you're not going to use this at home, then what is it used for? He's saying it's strictly designed for businesses. All right. So if it's designed for business, wouldn't you want a product that has to be in commercial lighting to be ambient light rejection technology? That's backwards. He literally says that stuff is not ambient light rejection because I literally have it on a container when I purchased it from him. And it has my name at the bottom, not ambient light rejection. So how would this basically work for me if I have to be in a commercial environment, which is far brighter than the average home? And this stuff is not ambient light rejection. That doesn't basically tell me at the end of the day that it's going to work. So what you're saying, you have no form of ambient light rejection technology, or are you saying you don't require ambient light rejection technology? Because that's bullcrap. If that was the case, all your demonstrations would be done in fully lit environments, which they're not. They're done in the dark. So which one is it? You're showing demonstrations like you are, but you're telling people that you're not. Okay then, pick a side. Can't drive on both sides of the lane. You got to pick one. Well, actually, technically, you only can drive on one side, to tell you the truth. But this is one way, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. So basically, they're going to request a distance throw. And you're going to provide a distance throw. Or basically, you're just not going to contact them back. That's what's going to happen. But you have to know this. It is a requirement. Someone's like, no, I don't want to do the requirement. You have to do the requirement. It is a must. You must do it. It must be done. You have to do it. What are you going to skip that part? No. Commercial is a whole different environment. It's a whole different environment. You're not in your home anymore. You're in a commercial environment, which means other people will have access to the building. If I'm doing a demonstration downstairs in the lobby of this building, right? That means there are going to be people walking in and out of the building all day long checking it out, which means that it has to work. Like the screen sitting up in the window. Guess who was looking at the screen in the window? Everybody on that block that was right in front of it, cars, everybody was staring at that screen. Even the owner, even customers walking back and forth was staring at the screen. So if it doesn't work, and it only worked in the apartment at the time where I was at, then it would be no point in me setting that thing up to begin with and having order these projectors if it wasn't going to work. See? That's the kind of evidence that'll get you sued for $1 million in court for false information about my products. There you go. If it didn't work and it did like he claimed it did, that'd be virtually impossible. Wouldn't be to read. And we're not in a room like we're doing settings like we're in a room or whatever where someone can go in and manipulate the environment. You can't manipulate that type of environment. It's impossible. That's why you'll never see their stuff in commercial, because they can't manipulate the environment. They'd rather go to somebody's home and try to do it. That environment they can try to manipulate, but they can't go to a commercial environment and do that nonsense. They don't have it in there. Just like I said, when I watched the demonstration with the projector, was sitting right on top of the screen with the big boy venue projector, they had to turn out the lights. Why are you turning on the lights on a projector that high powered? That tells you right there. Probably don't work. And even at that, it still looked horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Distance throw. You have to have these. It's very important. You have to do them at 1,000 lumens. They have to be done. Distance throw. See that measuring tape? Now I know the naysayers get mad at the end of the day when they hear it. It's like, oh, it's not fair. You got to do this. I don't care if it's nothing. You have to do these. Distance throw. It's very important that you have these done. Because if not, I get a hold of your stuff at the end of the day, or anybody just like me, and you're in a lot of trouble. See all those projectors I got sitting on the floor? I got another 60 downstairs waiting for me. You literally have to have that many projectors when you're testing a screen paint. You can't do that with 2 projectors or 3 projectors. You have to have dozens of projectors to do that. Each projector reacts differently to a screen. That's why I say when you have people still doing the same demonstrations on the same projector over and over and over again, it's like a woman who has her favorite pair of shoes. She can have anywhere from 60, 70 pairs of shoes, but it'll always be that one pair that she'll go to every single time. Outside demonstration, distance throw, you have to do them outside at 1,000 lumens. Where are your demonstrations for outside? Because if you're saying your stuff works outside, we can operate at 450 at 1,000 lumens outside. Where's your demonstration? It's not documented. Well, what's going to happen at the end of the day is when people watch these demonstrations, the first thing they do is they want to make sure I can back what I'm saying. So they'll go through my channel, find my demonstrations, and then they'll go to their channel and find nothing. That's why I'm glad people are getting hit to it, and they're basically going and doing the research, which they should be doing. Another demonstration. So those projectors all over the place. You're supposed to have that many machines in your arsenal to show your stuff works. Come on. Gotta get it together. Hey. Okay, look. Hey, look. Oh, come on, right here. Same pants here? Same pants here. I just realized that. I have the same pants in there. Same pants. You're right here? On my surface? You call yourself selling a blackout cloth surface, right? My blackout cloth surface can knock out certifies. Those are certified screens on 1,000 lumen projector. That is a Phoenix 19. And that's what customers going to do. If customers going to research and this is where people who do these faulty demonstrations don't understand. If a person's going to take the time to research their projector to make sure they're spending their money right, they're going to research the screen also too. They're going to go to your channel, they're going to dig up your videos and see what you have in there. They're going to match you to us. That's what's happening. They're going in and they're looking at our demonstrations, our websites, and they're comparing them to them and finding out these people don't know what they're talking about. And they don't. They're talking about, what the freak are you talking about? Oh my goodness. If you guys are at any kind of show or convention, like, get the freak off the stage. What are you talking about? Especially if he did that whole nonsense with the whole screen turning out black, it turned out gray. You would have fed that nonsense to a group of people on stage, and they were like, get off the stage, get off the stage. We can clearly see. Try to convince those people that screen came out black. It's a different shade of black. Get up the stage. Get security. They had escorted you right off that stage. Any of the people that I had to work with, 1,000 projectors, as I said before, distance throw, on certified. You have to do that. So You're going to do distance throw on certified, and not one, a bunch of them, like several different ones. Lighter certified, darker certified, mid, gunmetal. You can do all those. You're going to do it on white levels. You're going to do it in fully lit environments. You're going to do it on black versus black. You're going to do all that where you'll be gray versus gray. You have to do that. This should make this a challenge. And we're going to do a distance throw challenge today for them. There you go. Gotta be at a distance. I remember the guy, trolls don't never learn. They get burnt every time they come on. That's why they start coming on our channel, because they keep getting burnt. The guy was like, well, your ceiling's painted black. You did that, so basically, you could basically reflect more light. Dummy didn't realize that that's an actual projection screen sitting up there with a light in the center of it. Fired that thing up and turned it on. As he left the room. Doo-doo. Bye. See you later. Embarrassed the daylights out of them. Yeah, because y'all come on here thinking that I'm them at the end of the day. Y'all think I do this stuff. I don't do this stuff. My stuff is all tested. You see the size of my screen, Mr. Fernando? That's a 150-inch screen. Not no expensive projector. That's a $300 Sony 720p projector XGA. And it can fire up that entire screen at the same time. We can hit the ceiling with this projector that cost me $150. Saving you hundreds. You don't know how to save money. That's why I can't stand people do fake demonstrations. Meanwhile, bam! This projector right here, if he did a demonstration on this projector, he wouldn't be in this kind of environment. He can't be in this environment because the screen can't function. You can't show this link. I'm going to put this link down. I want him to do this link today in a fully lit environment and smooth it, push it over, and show a different screen, like a white wall or gray wall, and show me a massive difference. Show me a 100% infinity contrast level on a projector you just paid $3,500 for versus my $10 projector, 720p projector. That's why before we came on commercial, he was always on camera like, oh, they're using special effects, special tricks. Buddy, you can't do that when you're commercial. That's impossible. There's other people around. How would I be able to do that? Oh, don't say magic, because you'll mess around and get yourself a 302. You don't want one of those. So how is that possible? You're going to have to answer. These are the questions you're going to have to answer when you're on the stand. How is it possible for Mr. Bird to pick up and fool his audience with special editing equipment and software on his phone if there are other people staring at the same screen? And you do know that screen will be in the courtroom with you, right? Do explain that. Oh, that's going to be brutal to watch. I'm going to hear a lot of but. Yeah, explain it. See, Lord got sick and tired of you talking all that nonsense at the end of the day. And so, you know what? I'll fix you. I'm going to put them on commercial environments. Now we probably on commercial environments. We're showing the screens off, functioning fully lit environments. He gets mad about that. He harasses these people at the end of the day to try to get it kicked out of the building. So that way he can put an end to that. Yep, God knows everything you did. Every single thing you did. And that's why when the time comes, you'll be right in front of the judge and you'll explain it to him and everything else. Oh, well, good luck. You're going to need it. But anyway, let's get back to this. So yeah, you have to have these. For customers that are buying, you have to see distance throw demonstrations. These are very important. And again, some of these, if they're claiming the screen to be to function outside, they have to be to show a distance throw outside at 1,000 lumens. This also too protects the merchant at the end of the day. You could have a customer come in and put a false claim against your product and says, hey, look, it was outside and it didn't work. You can say, oh, yeah, it does work. I had a projector at around 450, 1,000 lumens, 13 feet, and I'm reading. That's why we request shipbacks. Because if someone makes that statement, I can bring your stuff back here. And keep in mind, I won't be using your projector. I'll be using a projector far less than yours. That's why we like Old Faithful. Old Faithful's old. She's 600 by 800 720p SVGA. And if your projector is 3,500 lumens, or 3,600 lumens, or even 2,000 lumens, or whatever, she's a lot less than you. and she can still pick up on our technology with no problem. Even at a 180-degree viewing angle with no problem whatsoever. She can read. So, that's why we request a ship back. Now, usually, customer will send back the product. And again, how we treat our customers at the end of the day, we make sure that everything's documented. There we go. We just don't put it up there. We document everything. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to document it. Look at that. See the measuring tape? Document it. Document it. Document. Document. Everything. Document. Should I make this a challenge for them today? I think I should make this a challenge. You got to take it outside. 13 feet, 1,000 lumens. You got to pull up contrast. So yeah, there's more challenges I could give you. We got lots of them. Lots of them. These are called matching betters for those you don't know. They're for people who talk a lot of trash. Mr. Wake said on a channel that we use 5,000 lumen projectors in order to be able to pick up higher white levels. He's being sued in court for probably roughly around to about $80,000 to $150,000 for making that statement about my company, saying that started a rumor that we required high-powered projectors to do so. Mr. Wake, you do know I can get that projector to fire up in commercial. I can also get that to fire up in a courtroom with no problem. You know that, right? Oh, yeah, I can. So, if you can't prove that theory, this is going to cost you a lot of money. That's why you don't make statements. That's like me going into Mickey D's and saying, hey, look, McDonald's hamburgers give you blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say it because it sounds bad on camera. I would never say that. But just say that. Keep saying it over and over, again and again and again. And people start to believe that their hamburgers actually do this to you. 13 feet back, right? So, McDonald's can sit there and go, oh, who the frick is starting this rumor? Sorry. And they track down my channel. And they can go and send me a cease and desist order, or they can just take me straight to court. Now, when I get to court, I'm going to have to prove in that lawsuit that I have to prove that their hamburgers actually give you such and so, which I'm going to have to bring in a medical team and all that and testing of that, which I don't have to do. I just started a dumb rumor. They could sue the living daylights out of me for this. And possibly, if it went far enough out, they can also too say, hey, this guy committed fraud against our business, and possibly we need to get him to jail time, and I can get jail time for it. So you see what you got yourself into? I don't know why you didn't research my channel, Mr. McAfee. I do thousands of videos on this particular projector. We do them all the time. Because the reason why we do them is because black screens, and it's a theory that need and require high power projectors to get the white levels to pull. That's why we do the entry level projectors. You know, I've done 600 lumen projectors. I've done 800 lumen projectors. I've done 1,000 lumen projectors. I've done 50 lumen projectors. But you didn't take the time to go back to my channel and look. And if you looked and realized we've done these, you would have been very careful not to make this statement out of your mouth, because this statement can get you in trouble. Now, if you just sit there and say, well, I just said it, just saying something, again, if you can't back it up, will get you sued. Like the voting machines. You remember that incident that went on about the voting machines, and these politicians went in and made false statements that these machines were rigged? Well, guess what? They got sued for a lot of money. As a matter of fact, a guy called Mayor Giuliani got sued for $149 million. Because they started a rumor about these machines being rigged, and they said, look, this basically messes our product up, because again, people trust our machines. They're not going to trust a machine when you got a bunch of heavy hitter politicians making statements about their company, and the company said, that's slander at the end of the day. They took them to court, and they won. Because they had no way to prove that the machines were actually doing this. Like, again, you're going to have to go to court and prove that we're using these hefty 5,000 projectors and all our demonstrations to produce white light, when we have done these demonstrations at 1,000 lumens even outside. And that, my friend, why is you're going to lose your house. Because you won't have the money to pay what we're asking. And it's got to come from somewhere. It's got to come from somewhere. See, you have to do all those tests. We have to do white level tests. So we're on camera. We can't just sit there and do a demonstration on contrast levels, knowing the contrast levels is going to show better on the screens. We had to do everything. And not only are we doing certifies against our screen, which pick up a little higher white level because their screens are technically a gunmetal, and gunmetal picks a little higher white level, our screen's jet black. Low lumen test, distance throw test on a Sony DPL CS4. That is a 1,000 lumen projector right there. And this is on the Phantom 21. Same product that you and Mr. Danny went into a room and did a demonstration and mentioned my name multiple times, claiming that to be my item right there. That's what you did. And that was a Phantom you had in there. And you claimed to come up that dark. That's another lawsuit waiting for you and Mr. Danny. See, that's what I'm talking about. You got to be careful about that. So when they get you in court and they say, did you label Mr. Bird's name to this product? And you did. You mentioned my name several times, my first and last name. So, giddy up. That's why you got to be careful about doing that kind of stuff. You really do. Because again, you end up paying a lot of money. Money they don't have. And if you do have the money, then hey, we'll just hit you with more. Because we got more than one lawsuit coming at you. It's not just one. We got several lawsuits. When you do this, you got to have meters present in the room. So these for customers. When I talk about this, I talk about our products, what we do. I talk about the idiots who do dumb stuff and what's going to happen to them. And I talk to customers on what they should be looking for. Distance throw. Very important. The reason why they use, when a person uses a lot of ultra short throw demonstrations and for their projector content doing a lot of ultra short throw, is because the distance throw in their product is poor. That's why. And they have to use the ultra short throw because the ultra short throw, the distance throw is not there anymore. So if you're doing a projector that's a foot away from the screen compared to a projector that's 12 feet from a screen, that's two different categories. At 12 feet, the projector's lumen count is going to drop because it has to travel from A to B in a fully lit environment, where the ultra short throw has very next to nothing when it comes to the distance throw, and it's going to be to keep more higher lumens. It's going to be to keep better color. That's why. And yank that sucker back to like 60 feet. Like, what the freak? Why would you do that? My screen is not going to work now. Let me tell you something. When you're in commercial and you're working around other people, especially if you're working with a company that brings you in there, they're going to pull your projector back. Yes, they will. And they're going to turn lights on, all the lights on. So if you're not used to being in those fully lit environments, there's another one right there, long throw. If you're not used to being in those kind of environments with the lights on, they're going to turn your lights on your screen. They're definitely going to do it in a hot second. Signing a contract with a company, or they're definitely turning your lights on. Make sure your stuff works. That's why. Nobody wants to get ripped off. 20 feet back, 1,000 lumens. This is when we maxed out the tape. See where my measuring tape goes? That's how it's way over there. Coming back over here. Bum, 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 bum. In the next room. This is literally how far you have to be for these tests. I remember the first time when I was developing screen paint, somebody came to me and asked me for distance throw. And I was like, distance throw? What the fuck do you mean by distance throw? And then I realized that he wanted me to pull the projector all the way back to make sure that the image was still going to stay intact from that distance. Churches and stuff like that ask that stuff, but their projectors are all the way back there behind them. So we could do it at 1,000 lumens with no problem. How much do you think we have left at 1,000 lumens by the time we travel 20 feet across a fully lit environment and make contact with a screen that's 100 inches? Not much. Not much at all. So if we could do that in a demonstration, imagine a company has a projector at 7,000 lumens. Well, guess what? They'll be to pick up with no problem because we could do it at 1,000. And you can see how the screen is overlapped. So that shows you that the white wall, it's not picking up jack. Only the screen can read it. You got to do those kind of impressive demonstrations. That's what you have to do. And as customers, this is what you have to look for to make sure you're getting what you paid for. Because nobody wants to get ripped off. Now, if you're looking at the projector and saying, why isn't it 4.3? Because that projector is literally that old. This one over here is a little newer than Old Faithful. Old Faithful's so old, it only does a 4.3. It can't do a 16:9 because it wasn't around when that projector came out. That's how old it is. Gotta show me something. Gotta show me something. Should I make this a challenge for them? Should we make this a challenge? I'm thinking we should. I'm thinking we should. $1,500 lumens. That means if your paint is marked on a bench at 2,000 to 3,000, you got a problem because you can't pick up on these projectors. These projectors by Panasonic are at 1,500, so you can't read those. You can forget about that, Jack. Distance stroke, 25 feet back. This is on a 2006 NEC 595 VT Pro projector. And look at the lights I got hitting on top of the screen. See that floor reflecting that light? That's how much light's actually sitting on top of that screen. Gotta get these done. Giddy up. See the blue here, different. You got to do those demonstrations. You can't sit there and go, oh, but I had to be in the dark. I in the dark with an ultra short throw projector. What are we doing? What are we doing at the end of the day? That we're in a dark environment with an ultra short throw projector. Let's dig up. Now I told you have to have a distance throw. If you're doing ultra short throw, you have to be in fully lit environments when you use those machines. Ultra short throw. This is what's going to happen. Someone's going to go to your channel, they're going to type in ultra short throw. They're going to go to my channel and type in ultra short throw. This is what they're going to find in my channel. You're going to find all fully lit environments running ultra short throws because this is where you're supposed to be at. This is my screen at a whopping 120 inches. Yeah, 120 inches, ultra short throw. On this projector right here, that cost me $60. There it is right there. So you mean to tell me that you can't pull that off on a projector you spend that kind of money for? And that projector costs $60. I think I'll make that a challenge. We got so many challenges we can give you. It's not even funny. Ultra short throw projector. We actually hung one up. We had to do this for basically a school. We had to hang the projector, which we did. Same Epson projector they had. There you go. What are you going to do? Turn the lights out in school? You can't do that. Ultra short throw demonstration, fully lit environment, 120 inch screen, 126 inch screen. This right here is on a Supreme 8. I can make this a challenge also too. I'm gonna make an ultra short throw challenge. It's nothing but a clip of all ultra short throws, fully lit environments, inside, outside, the whole 9 yards, everything. We'll make it all a challenge. Because it doesn't make any sense. That's an Optima, by the way. How do you have an Optima, a 4K laser projector for anyone who has that projector? I'm not talking about just him, anyone, and you can't do this. You know why? You have the wrong screen, that's why. There's an Optima right there. So that projector is only designed to do 100 inches only. You see how well lit my environment is? That's why I talk about no dark corners, no shadows, none of that nonsense. So how come we can operate our projector like this, but you got someone who says saving you hundreds, he can't do that? My screen's far larger than yours. Your screen's about 100 inches, right? My screen is much larger than yours, and my projector is not designed to do that size screen. As a matter of fact, when I saw it, I was like, 100 inches? What the freak are you going to do with 100 inches? So my screen was way bigger than 100 inches. What are you going to do with that? And I thought, oh shit, I forgot. We developed the technology. We can expand the projector. We're actually over the factory capability of this projector. projector is marked at 100 inches. We're at 126 inch, which means we can make that projector bigger than what the factory claims it can do. We beat the factory. That's why I said people that were running out and buying those projectors, so they claim to give you 150 inches. You can't get 150 inches out of the projectors. No pixels to compress to make the image sharp enough to maintain the 150-inch screen. So with that being said, you can't do 150 inches. And spend that money, what they were charging people like $4,000, $5,000 for those projectors, you could have just went and bought our technology, bought one of these projectors, and boom, you'd have had your 150-inch screen, 120-inch with no freaking problem whatsoever. And you would have been able to do it in a fully lit environment with no problem whatsoever. And maintain your massive contrast level. Same projector right here, sitting on the floor. Here we go. Fully lit environment. Not only are we producing on the projector, but we're producing on the ceiling too. That's where the guy came in and talked all that trash and said, oh, but your ceiling's painted black because the reason why he did that was just to absorb light. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you don't come into my channel uneducated. Go through my YouTube channel, look at my video demonstrations, come back to me. If not, I'll embarrass you. And then when I embarrass somebody, this first thing they'll say is, oh, he's rude, he's unprofessional. So let me get this straight, Karen. You want to come on my channel and disrespect me. Talk to me like I'm supposed to be an idiot. And then when I embarrass you by saying that you don't know jack at the end of the day and make you look embarrassed on everybody, now I'm unprofessional. You don't get the freak off my channel with that Karen nonsense. Nobody has time for that nonsense. Go outside and scream at some of your next door neighbors. Or never forget it. Just look at a wall. No one wants to deal with that nonsense, that mentality. Karens, I deal with them all day long. I call them Karen trolls. That's what I have, Karen trolls. Look at this. So my projector at 60 bucks versus a $3,500 projector can generate in a fully lit environment at 150 inches. And not only that, I can also produce off my ceiling. You get what you pay for. I told you that. You buy cheap paint, you're going to get a cheap screen, and your projector doesn't even function right. I'll screen in the next room. Windows, 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 windows. But remember, somebody got so jealous over this, they made a statement it was camera tricks and we were using some special equipment. Do you have any idea what we're going to sue you for in court for that with Mr. Fernando? It's about $1 million. It's about $1 million what you're going to hit you with for that. You're going to have to prove that, which is going to be kind of difficult because we've been on site. Matter of fact, I'm on site right now. I can have the judge come over here and look at this screen. That's how screwed you are. Heck, I could paint one in there. I could paint one in here. I could paint one anywhere. You're screwed, man. You are. My lawyers are crying over this because they're like, man, I've never seen anyone this dumb in my entire life. How you gonna get that one to stick? Your attorney's gonna look at you like, you did what? But these videos are everywhere. They're gonna research me. Your lawyers are gonna research the daylights out of me. Like, this guy shows up on A-Loans. How in the world would he have been able to pull that off? He was on site. Other people were looking at the same. Oh, yeah, you're done. You're like, here's the thing. You need to call this guy and beg to him not to sue you. Outside ultra short throw. That's my $300 projector. Even your lawyers are going to see at the end of the day I'm legit. You're screwed, man. On so many levels, it's not funny. But anyway, let's get back to our beautiful technology. Now, I prefer ultra short throws outside, especially if I got them on the deck. You know why? Because the projector's not behind you. One of the problems I had when I had the Sony VPL projectors, they were behind me. So every time I went to get up, my head would basically bounce off and block the screen. But the ultra short throws give you more like TV-like experience, especially on your deck, and that's why I prefer the ultra short throws. And if you call yourself making the most superior black paint on the market, better than mine at the end of the day, I think it should work with ultra short throws, don't you think, people? In order to be the most superior technology. And you're going to come out there and something doesn't work with ultra short throws. Man, that's not being available. We still can't get it. We're still waiting. We're still waiting, people. We are still waiting to get that product over here. You got to do color level tests. This is very important. This is a very extremely important test when you're doing demonstrations. You can't just take a projector and then go, oh, look at it. It's fantastic. You have to show the difference. It has to be to show the difference between how much your screen paint is going to advance your projector. So when we have them outside, we do a color level test. Now I did this one because we had a customer who wanted to do an outdoor screen. He did make a statement by saying, well, I'm going to be in the dark anyway. How would I know a difference between the white screen and your product? So you have to show that. It's very important. This has to be done. We have this on our channel, so you can check this out too, on top of that. Now again, no customer in the right mind is going to argue about testing. Nobody. The only people argue about testing are people that actually have to do the testing because they don't want to do the testing to begin with. So where are these tests outside? No, forget it. They don't have it. Just move on. No point in mentioning it. They don't have the test. And yes, you have to do a white level test. It has to be done too. I've sat in front of the camera so many times and said, white screen, contrast screen, slow color level. Done it over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, a lot of videos. Gotta have that, gotta have it. See how we're doing it here? And we're doing it there. And we're doing it here. And we're doing it there. And so, but that's crazy. That's crazy. That can't be done. It can't be done. It can be done. It's called hard work. That's what it's called. For you naysayers at the end of the day sitting there scratching, then it's not meant for you to have that then. That's why it's not working for you. And again, as I said before, the devil does not bless you, he curses you. So if you deliberately went out and just try to do evil things against somebody, you think God's going to bless your hand? God can't bless you for anything. You get no blessings at all. Because you're constantly doing evil. God does not reward the evil. He doesn't reward the wicked. All your blessings fall on deaf ears. That's where they go. If a man is constantly wicked and doing wicked things, God doesn't even see you. You would want God to see you. You would want to be in the sight of God at all times. You would want that. You don't want God to basically turn away, because if God turns away, guess who else sees you? And guess who else he sees also to turn away? Oh, God is not staring at him anymore. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there you go. Devil sees you. Crystal clear. The devil can't see me because God and the angels are in the way. He's like, can't see him. No, but he can see you. Look at that. This is one thing we had to do. So he wanted us to take all the lights out. Because I'm having a conversation with him on the phone, right? He's texting me back and forth. He says, do me a favor. Can you basically go in? Our customers to do this. These are customers I love. Customers that'll tell us, hey, we need this, we need that, so and so, videos before we buy. I got no problem with that. I'll send you as much information that you need at the end of the day. Heck, we can go on a FaceTime and I'll paint that screen in for you. Not a problem. And I've done that one too. So you have to be to back your products up. They don't want to hear no ifs, ands, no buts, no excuses, no polymorph nonsense, and blah, blah, blah. They want to see the product work. So I'm having this conversation. Can you do me a favor? Show me the white levels, turn off all the lights and do it. And this is what we did. And he bought it. And now he can display his screen anytime he wants. Got to be to back that up. Can't be kind of excuses. So what happens if you're talking to a customer, they go, hey, look, we got a little problem over here. Your surface is still bleeding through. Can you help us with this? What are you going to say? Oh, you didn't really paint. Did you paint the screen first? Yes, we did. We put the first. Well, you didn't really paint the screen. You're just pushing the paint around to get the screen wet. Wait, I'm doing what? See, there you go. That they don't want to hear that. You're going to have to do a light roll and then a heavy roll and then a light roll. You explain to them that nonsense, and they're not going to hang the phone up on you. They're going to go contact PayPal and they're going to put a complaint against you. You know why? Because painting the screen should be the equivalent of painting your wall. That's how easy it should be. When you go paint your wall, you don't look through a ton of instructions staring you in the face on, okay, what you're going to do the first time, you can put the first application on, you're just going to push the paint around your environment, just get the wall wet. Then the second time you're going to go around, you're going to put a heavy, and then you're going to go light on the roller. Do you have any idea how painful that is to do? First of all, it's backbreaking to paint a wall, anyway, to begin with. You're painting the entire room. But then you're going to go back over that with a light roll. People don't put light rolls in, they press as hard as they can into a wall. Yeah. Now, the reason why, when you have a paint that streaks, because people get streak marks on their screens, on their walls. You know why? Because your paint is cheap and thin, like water. That will cause streak marks all across the screen. That's why what they call previous line rolls trigger that off. Because there's water in the product. And it causes, then people do that sometimes to thin out the paint. And just in case if they want to basically, I'm not saying all painters do this, but I've seen some people do it. If they don't really want to spend the money, you know, and you pay them to go out and basically paint the wall correctly, they'll put a little water, sometimes milk, into the paint to stretch it a little bit. They can get a little more out of it. But eventually it does leave some streak marks into the wall. And basically previous surfaces that are already there can possibly pop up and show through. Even the primer can push through. So when you put a paint in that thin and you're seeing line marks in there like that, that's not a good sign at all, period. If the paint's very thick, all that's going to blend in. It's like trying to use, what's that stuff they put on the face? It's like a pancake makeup that they use. It's like a foundation that they put on the face to cover up any blemishes or anything. And then they put the makeup over top of it. We're going to talk about that, putting down a foundation. Covers up any blemishes or whatever. They may have some problems on the skin, and then they put down their makeup over top of it. Sort of put on makeup just like primer, I didn't think about it. But anyway, so if the foundation is very, very thin, then what's going to happen is it's still going to show those imperfections. And I used to have a term for it. It's called pancake foundation, but that was way back before they used to make it very thick. But yeah. You gotta know stuff at the end of the day. When you talk on camera, you gotta know what you're talking about. So this is what he wanted to see. He wanted to see the screen, the demonstration, an ultra short though projector way better than mine, of course. And this is what he wanted to see. So not only we showed him that, we showed him a nice little color pattern, so he can get an idea how beautiful the colors are gonna look. And that's how you do it. But you gotta have those demonstrations. You have to do them. You can't just take a screen and go, oh, we're done. That's right. No testing. You have to test them. It has to be done. Gray screen. This is our screen again, but I'm gonna show you something right here. People talk trash about how they're gray screen paint products. You know who you are. They fire up outside. No, they do not fire up outside. Your stuff doesn't read outside because I've had your stuff. I've taken it outside. It does not work outside. You can't see a contrast level for jack at all, period. Not Jack, not Jill, and neither is a freaking hill, and not the tumbling after. You can't see jack. Gray screens don't pick up for crap anywhere, and we tested those things. That's his paint outside on a large surface. Couldn't read a contrast level outside for jack. Yeah. It didn't work for Jack. Look at that. Can't even read a Starfield demonstration. Look how far but the projector I'm using is 4,300 lumens. That's a Sony VPO FH30. I think they're 4,300 lumens. You should be able to read. That projector has a 4,000 to 1 contrast level, which means that at 4,000 is extremely poor for a projector, but because that screen right there has an Infinity 1 sitting on it, being a Supreme 8, it also too can register white light, because if it couldn't, you wouldn't be able to see those little white stars popping up. Now, if you look over here, you can see the white stars, but they're not as bright as you can see on the black technology. And the black technology is pulling up a 100% contrast level where the gray paint can't read jack at all, even at 4,300 lumens. Come and play everything. Should we make this one a match or better challenge? Mind you, we're under a deck, so you should be able to read it. That's why we're under the deck. And we made sure that we did the demonstration. I made sure that your screen would be farther here, where it would have more protection, where my screen's more on the outside. We learned nothing, do we not? There we go. Product didn't work at all, period. Got that stuff over here. I was like, what in the world is he doing on camera with this nonsense? Yeah, faking demonstrations. That's what he's doing. Sitting up in dark environments. There you go. There's your screen paint again. This is your screen paint on an Optima GT 5500 with a 20,000 to 1 contrast. You couldn't read in a max out zone. You couldn't pick the contrast level up. And they also, on top of that, matched the exact same color as the primer that I have here in the basement. We tested your stuff. We've had it over here. That's why it has that crazy return policy on it. Well, it's no return policy. It's a rip-off policy. You can't get your money back. You can't get nothing. Can't even get exchange. Nothing. Not a thing. Oh, man. We got that stuff over here. I was like, you open up, pop the top on. I was like, oh, man. This is bad. This is going to be really, really bad. And it was bad. It was really bad. We couldn't get it to work. And mind you, I tried. You know what I mean? I could have basically, no point in me sabotaging your product. Your product don't work. I got more projectors than you have, Mr. Fernando. I got far more projectors than you have. I have more motorized screens and fixed frames. I have more experience than you have. I have access to larger areas to be able to display our products at. So I was able to take you in some very interesting places, and your stuff didn't work at all. Now, if I stuck it in a dark environment and turned out all the lights and everything, then it showed somewhat of an image. But it did the same thing gray paint did. When we put gray paint against it, it did the same thing that gray paint did. Didn't do anything special. Can't say I'm not fair, because I'm fair. I did the test. That's why when he saw what we did to his product, he was like, oh, heck no. I'm not sending that paint over there. Yeah, because your stuff would have got tested the same way. Definitely would have got tested the same way. We got one projection screen here. That's on one projector there. Let's see right here. That's your screen paints right there. Your stuff just wouldn't read. Tried everything in the book, man. Everything in the book. I literally even painted an entire wall with your stuff. At one point, they got to crying on the channel talking about, oh, his surface is not that big. Oh, it isn't? Took you outside, didn't you? I went and bought a 100-inch fixed frame screen and painted you down one side of it. Is that big enough for you? All right, then. You failed inside, you failed outside. What to do? Sheesh. Stuff don't work. See this? This is how you should be. This is the environment you have to operate in. You have to operate in fully lit environments. See those windows? Operate in fully lit environments. It should react like a TV. And the beautiful thing about it is, I can keep this on all night, all day, all night, all day. Can't do that with OLEDs. It's a 720p projector. All right. Go downstairs. Guess what? I can watch the game. Not that nonsense that Danny you got. We got lights way back over here. No, my lights literally sit on top of my screen. That's when I see people pointing up at the ceiling like, what you pointing up there for? That's not making any contact with your screen. Condensed lighting needs to be right on top of the screen. So what happens if a customer's house has this kind of lighting in it? Then what? And you're used to doing lighting way over here up in the ceiling. So what happens? Your screen's going to wash up because you're not used to being on your screen in that kind of environment. So what are you going to explain to the customer at the end of the day? Oh, here's the thing. You can't have those lights on if you're using my screen paint because it's going to wash it. So I got to manipulate my environment. It was working perfectly fine when I had a TV there. All right then. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're going to have to work in different environments. You can't shy your screen away. And I have an extra set of lights running across so I can add more light to my screen. Because these lights weren't giving me enough fun. Meanwhile, bam! That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. and then they get mad at me at the end of the day and curse me out. Okay, I'm explaining something about the whole curse out theory. It's sad. The reason why it's sad, when I'm talking to the naysayers real quick, the reason why it's sad, because when you curse me out, it doesn't do anything at all. It doesn't. I laugh at you. That's what I do. When a person has nothing left, they resort to insults. It's human nature. Let's just say I'm much more smart than you at the end of the day because I know how to handle the emotions. Why would I be upset at the end of the day? Because my stuff is crushing your stuff easily. I know that because how you're reacting. Now, if a person at the end of the day could get with me, what they would do is they would develop better technology. They wouldn't get involved in cursing me out and all these other shenanigans. They'd get down and they'd design better stuff to come against me. That would be a way to get me to go, oh, shoot, this guy ain't playing around. This is actually pretty good. There you go. That's how companies compete with companies. But imagine if Sega and Nintendo constantly going at it all the time, right? They just keep coming up with better stuff. You know, they come out with the 32X, and they come out with like the this particular contraption. They come with that contraption and this contraption. It goes back and forth, right? Who has the better? And they get the commercials. Who's faster? Who's got the best graphics? That's how they do it. Now imagine if Nintendo came out there and said, out of his mouth, and said, yeah, freaking Sega, blah, 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 blah. Was contacting them and freaking cursing them out and spamming their emails and making puppet peoples of their executives and stuff and putting them all over the place and all that stuff. You would look at that and go, huh, it looks like somebody's getting the crap kicked out of them. There you go. That's what you did. So when we show off your messages of you cursing me out, people don't see it as in a way where you're doing anything to hurt us. They're seeing you're getting the crap kicked out of you. That's all you have, because that's human nature. That's what people do when they have nothing left. You go to a game, and you know more about the game than the next person, and you basically show them up at a bar, and they have nothing to come back with. I mean, you're right. Your team's number one. You know, so and so and so. You got higher stats. All that. He got nothing to come back with. How do they react? They curse you out. They scream and carry on and act up and curse you out. You mother blanket, you done that. Because that's all they have. That's what they resort to. It's human nature. So that's what we see. The big certified company, they don't do that. They never do. What they do is they basically, at the end of the day, is they just ignore us. That's what they do. They go about their business because they're smart. For them to come back and send me messages. You imagine if the lead screen was filling my accounts and acting like these guys were. That would tell you at the end of the day that, wow, man, at the end of the day, they let their guard down. They're showing everybody at the end of the day, it hurt them. That's how we see it. We hurt you. But remember, you asked for it. We mind our own business. We stay in our own backyard until someone mentions our name, and we still let it go. And then when you're still running your mouth too much, then we have to come in. We have to do this to you. And your results is basically just cursing us out. Because that's all you have left. Meanwhile, we keep posting challenges, which we still direct to these guys, which they won't do. And then you come up with solutions. Like when customers come up and say, well, how come their products do this, that, and the other? Well, they're doing this and they're doing that. Well, we put it into that. That's what the matching betters do. Because now if a customer does hit your channel and go, well, hey, Mr. Bird's putting up these matcher betters. You know, he says if I'm so fake and so phony at the end of the day, how about you guys just do them? It should be pretty easy, right? Since I'm a fake, right? And they'll come up and say, they can't have nothing to say after that. What are they going to say? Well. No, it's no this. If I'm fake, get to work. Do the same demonstration. Customers tell them the same thing. That's why they call it harassment now. They're asking them to do the matching betters. Yeah, you can't do it because, you know, at the end of the day, our product's better. That's why. See, that's the one thing God didn't like. God doesn't like the fact that when he blesses me with these blessings, and you try to come in and take away my blessings and try to tarnish his work at the end of the day. This is God's work at the end of the day. And you try to tarnish that. God doesn't like that. So, he told me, make matcher betters. And that's what I started doing, making these matching better videos and putting them out. Because now, this shows a collage of all our stuff that we do. And we put these challenges. If you think you're as good as us, match and better the challenge. And when your customers contact you and ask you the same thing, like, hey, can you do the same thing he's doing? Because he's got these videos out here. And I mean, they're pretty impressive. If they're so fake, show me. And they can't show you. So that's why they hang the phone up. That's why they don't call you back. This is why they block your emails. That's why. Same reaction we got when we came to their site to buy from them. They block our emails. They basically go in and cancel orders. They put money back in our accounts. They pull down marketplaces. That's what they do. They're gimmicks. That's what they are. So when you curse and carry on and act up like that, gentlemen, it doesn't make you look good. It makes you look very unprofessional as a business, number one. But this is what people usually react to when they have nothing left. Because by now, you would have been able to develop something at the end of the day to be able to take my product on. And whatever he thought he was making, that PSP, something Series C, whatever, that stuff crashed and burned like the Hindenburg. Except for the Hindenburg had survivors. You literally didn't have any at all, period. Short-lived products. That's what they are. And he'll come up with some weird idea again. He'll come up with some goopity black or goopity goo or dreamy black or whatever. He'll come up with some nonsense. And he'll go through the same process. We've seen it again. And he'll come up there and talk a lot of trash and then fail a bunch of demonstrations, have no testing behind it, same scenario over and over again. Then it'll disappear. Then it'll come back with something else because you have a track record of doing it. Ooh. When do we make that? Oh, these are all ultra short throw demonstrations. Oh, outside ultra short throws. Optima GT 5500. Outside. We beat their promo demonstration, by the way. I like to beat the projectors promo demonstrations. So when we get customers who say, well, you know, hey, I want to be able to watch my projector in a fully lit environment. It's an ultra short throw. That's what I paid for it to replace my TV. Can I use this inside my home? And we show them this. Because if we could do this outside, you could do it inside. How come he's never taken that P2 outside and did a demonstration outside at 120, 140, 150 inch screen? Yeah, I can't go outside with that thing. It will not work. It will wash out. Got to be to pull that contrast level. So, is the 20,001 contrast on? No, we turn them off. We don't need it. The screen's black. It's not required. It's like something I paid for I will never use. That's what I said. You will never pay for. You will never use the contrast on your projector. The whole purpose of your contrast on your projector is not to give you a shade of gray. It's to give you black. You can't read black, so you never get a chance to use it. By the time you reach one of our screens, there's no point in having it on. Just turn it off because you're not going to need it. This was a challenge that was given to him for his Optima P2 projector to take it outside and produce this, and he couldn't do it. That's an Optima right there. That's an Optima GT 5500 versus the Optima P2 outside. I have a 20,000 to 1 contrast. You have a 2 million to 1. You can't do this? Now, just to clarify, people, anything wrong with the Optima? No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful machine. It really is. It's a beautiful projector. Sad thing about it, it's being shortchanged because it's being displayed on a gray screen or white screen. That's why. As a matter of fact, I'm going to leave this right here on the star field. This is going to be a challenge today. It's going to be a challenge for anyone owning the Optima. What's the contrast level on the whatchamacallit? I'm going to see. I want for high contrast ultra short throws. I want you to do this demonstration for anybody. It's a match or better demonstration. It's going up today. Let me see. I'm going to go to Projector Central. Because when my sister was over in Best Buy getting the projector, the LS800, and the guy, it's amazing. I said, forget the contrast level. We don't need it. Guys, we don't need the contrast level. He said, why? I said, and the guy was trying to sell a white screen. Oh, he's trying to give her a white screen. I go, we got this beautiful screen right here. It's going to be fantastic. We don't need that. At the end of the day, they're going to use my stuff. Your stuff. Yeah, I showed them my technology at the end of the day. Yeah, that was the end of that conversation, wasn't it? None of your projectors and the whole entire selection you have here and your white screen can do exactly what my screen just displayed. Where do you get that from? We make it. My company made it. I had to give him a business card. I left out. And he was asking me, where do you get that from? What kind of screen is that? How much you pay for that? Oh, we make those screens. Here's my business card. I do business in Best Buy. Literally. Can you do that with your paint? Can you go into Best Buy and convince them that you can make those projectors sitting on that table a little better than what they have on their own display? We can do that. I can easily nab a contract through Best Buy with no problem. But we got that aluminum technology. That's not aluminum, that's the quasar. We got the aluminum technology coming in. We're going to send them over a sample. It is time for change. That's why we're building the platform, getting it ready, getting our powerhouse screens completed. Now I'm going to go to Projector Central. Actually, I had this one. Chrissy LW650 had that one. Let me see. Boom. I want to see what the contrast level is on this Epson L800. Epson. So this challenge is going to be for you too. And I want to see if you got a massive monster contrast level on this projector. Let me see. Epson. This monster has. We didn't even check the contrast level when she was looking at it because I didn't care. We don't need it. We're going to turn it off. I ain't going to use that contrast for. It's got a quasar going up at 180 inches on that screen with that projector. Do you have any idea how insane that's going to look in that environment? It's going to look absolutely incredible. And they can have all the lights on. It's going to look like eye candy. And they're crying like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And all his people, he works at a big company. His people come over and they watch the game on my giant screen. That giant screen, yeah, that's going to bring me more money. More business, more business, more business. Let me see. Let's get this Epson LS800, Epson LS800. No, 800. Check this contrast on this projector. Ultra shutter. We need specifications. Here we go. Cool, that thing is huge. I know it's a piece of furniture. I told her when we get the rear, we got this rear projection technology coming out. Rear projection. Yeah, it is rear projection. For the screen, put the projector behind it. She wants one. I'm giving her one free. She get one for free. That's family. They get one for free. She wants 150 inch. So they're going to get the screen. You're going to hook it up. Yep. We're going to give them one for free. Because that's what we do. That's my family. That's my peoples. Are you freaking kidding me? Contrast levels that high on that machine. And y'all can't read this. On that projector that costs that kind of money, you can't pick that up. Because this one the guy was sitting there, he's going to give her a white screen. Do you have any idea how bad that projector would have came up on a white screen with all that power? Yeah. That's freaking unbelievable. Let me see something for a minute. I've got to track this machine down. It's not going to do this. This is going to be our challenge for today. You have ultimate challenge now. Can you complete the challenge? Can you complete the task at hand? Man, we got a new solution technology, man, for our new primer, which is going to be sick. And now we're going to give ultra short projectors with high contrast this challenge. You must be outside, by the way, when you do this. I think the time of the date right here. Let's see right here. Let's go over here first. I want to go here and I'm going to see this projector. This contrast. Projector got that kind of contrast sitting on. Ooh, this is a new one, ain't it? Let me see. This is a new one right there. Oh, this is the one. I definitely should have went off. Okay. Epson LS800. All right, let's butcher it. In the dark, this is bad. Come on, man. I mean, this is really bad. From what I read in the OLEDs, is pretty awful, but this is bad. Come on. Really? Tip, any idea? What is the lumen count for this machine? I gotta go back to the lumen count machine. That's crazy. Come on now. Are you kidding me? It's 4,000 lumens. You're 4,000 lumens on this thing. Are you freaking kidding me? You're 4,000 lumens, less than a foot away from a screen at 4,000 lumens? Do you have any idea how much 4,000 lumens is? Gee whiz Louise, why are you in the dark with this freaking machine? You should not be in the dark with this machine. Oh my goodness. This is bad. This is really bad. How in the world are you in the dark? My projector we have for the screen we had at 100. Of course, it's on a gray screen. There you go. That's problem solved. That's the problem. Look how dark the environment is. Now, I'm just saying for the person who's doing the demonstration, he's just doing it on the screen. He probably knows nothing about us. That's understandable. But what shocks me is the fact that that projector costs that much money. That much money for that projector. It has that kind of contrast, capability. And that screen, that environment is dark. This is, look at the corner. This is how you're going to replace TVs? It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Look. They had to be in the dark to show the contrast levels off. Because that would wash out. His shirt would wash out. And you see that grayish look around the screen? Look how dark the environment is. That's a 4,000 lumen projector. The P2s are 3,000. That's 4,000 lumens. These are 36. And you mean to tell me that you're in the dark with this thing? Same guy. Oh my goodness. 120 inch screen. I've seen this guy already before. No. Poor excuse. The screen, look. Why come we don't have this window all the way open here, and we got a window there that should be open on top of that? How come that's not open? Light dodging. Everybody, just try to find one demonstration too dark. One demonstration to match that. Show me one of these projectors outside. I don't want to hear at the end of the day, well, it's not meant to be outside. It's not raining outside. Take it outside. Show me a star field on that projector. Show me why you paid that kind of money. You're going to have to match them better our outside demonstration. From what I've seen so far, that projector shows the environment's a little more lit than the P2, because P2 is based on much, and you still showing P2 is 3,000 to 1 to a screen. That projector is 3,000 lumens. That's an Optima GT55. All right, challenge. You guys got challenges coming. Look at this. That's my projection setup right there. That's another Optima GT56, fully lit environment. So how in the world is an environment? We got condensed lighting making contact with the screen on this setup right here. On my technology right here. Optima GT5600. How come we don't have projectors in that kind of environment and your environment's that dark? I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about everyone we're seeing. You're sitting. Look at, oh my goodness, man. We got the lights behind the back of the screen. You've got to be kidding me. Y'all done. That's it, man. We're going to wipe y'all clean. There's nothing. Oh my goodness. This is what we're dealing with. Literally, we're going to wipe you guys so clean. It's not even funny. They put the lights behind the back of the screen to make it look like the area is illuminated when it's not. Oh my goodness. This is the environment you need to be in when you're doing tests. You're supposed to be in fully lit environments. Dark environment. Sorry, buddy, Robert, but your area is dark. It is. It's very dark. It is. You need to be, it doesn't, no. Compared to a TV, no. That's not a TV comparison at all, period. And the reason why it's not a TV comparison, because TVs can operate in environments far more brighter than that. If you're going to be doing a demonstration and you're going to be showing off your product or your screen, you need to be in an environment like that. See my condensed lighting that's making contact with my screen at all times? That's how it's supposed to be. I had a run-in with this guy a while ago, way back. He mentioned my name in a video. Big mistake to do. Very extremely big mistake to do. He made a statement that you can go to Home Depot and you can get that PPG silver paint and you can do the same thing as my paint. Mention my company's name. You learned a lesson on that one, didn't you? Don't bring me up in videos. So what happened was I went and I made a blue screen paint. Was it blue or green? Green screen paint, and blew out that paint. Matter of fact, I didn't buy the PPG. I bought the M&M. M&M is a very high-grade, expensive, high-grade silver paint. It's far more advanced than the PPG. I used that stuff. And I went and did a demonstration where I was able to show better contrast, color, the whole 9 yards, and blew that demonstration that he did against her, claiming that our product was. You know what he did? He pulled my name from me and left Crows up there. Yeah, because Crow couldn't back his up. Yeah, sent them a little message. Yeah, you got the wrong person at the end of the day, Chief. Don't do that. Do not do that. That'll haul you into a courtroom. Do not do that. Don't make false statements unless you have 100% proof that our product is doing this. Then you're going to have to back this up. This is going to land you in a courtroom. He pulled my name off of it. Yeah, you don't play like that at the end of the day. Don't be talking about my stuff. And I worked hard to build my stuff. Yeah, you have to operate in that environment. See how my lighting makes contact with the screen? You have to be commercial. You have to be well-lit environments. Can't be no dark environment like that. You got to be kidding me. Fully lit environments. This is where you have to be at. This is now we're going to put a little challenge out there. We don't expect anyone to meet the challenge. They never do. But we're going to have it out there. So this challenge is for the Epson LS800 projectors, and it's for the Optima P2. We're going to mark it right in the challenge. What we want you to do is we want you to take your projector outside. The reason why we're requesting an outside demonstration, because out there you have nowhere to hide. Your screen size is going to be the same size we have out there. This is a 180-inch screen, but we're able to produce on the screen, which we're not filling out, we're at 140. So you'll be at 140 inches, and you're going to display outside a star field. Let's see what the money you paid for when it came to that 2 million or whatever, $1.5 million you paid for. Let's see if you really got your money's worth. Now, anything wrong with the projectors? As I said, no, there's nothing wrong with the projectors. It's the screens. People think for some reason that they have like a projector with a high amount of contrast on it, this is going to bring in 100% black levels to your gray and white screens. It's just not going to do it. It's not going to do it at all. Now, if you're stuck in a dark environment, you're going to think at the end of the day, you're actually seeing a black level. You're not picking up a black level. You're picking up technically a shade of gray. That's what you're reading. So I'm going to leave the title here so you can see it right there. I'm going to come back in. We're going to do turn this into a short. It becomes the challenge of today. Challenge of the day now is for the P2 projectors and for the Epson LS800. We'd like to see you demonstrate your projector, show us what you really paid for at the end of the day, take it outside and do this demonstration outside. Oh, by the way, this stuff fires up around 6 o'clock, so you got to be out. Mind you, this is an 8, so yeah, Epson GT 5500 outside. All right, let's see what they got, what they paid for. They got what they paid for, or get what they paid for. What do you want at the end of the day? I'm tired of looking at this. Ugh. That's a lot of money. My sister just bought one of those projectors, but the difference between hers is that she don't need that contrast level. It's not necessary at all, period. But when I was in that Best Buy, he was like, well, you know, I was like, no, we're good. Got one of these beautiful white screens, you know, with all this contrast we have in here. You'll be able to see a 100% black level. And I'm sitting there just looking at him like, no, you're not. You can't see that. That's not going to work at all, period. He says, no, but you don't understand. I know you don't understand at the end of the day. It was real nice and all, real nice back. We have a little conversation back and forth, that's all. So I had to show what I do for a living. And that pretty much changed everything right from there. So, yeah, all your projectors you have on this table, the size of knockoffs, we don't touch those. We can make them look like this. So, ended up giving him a business card. So he can go change out his projector because he has the Epson LS800. And so when I get done with my sister, set up your night so I can come in and just show him, which I am going to show him videos of it. Because he has the same projector. And I've seen his setup. Dark environment. Had a couple of little lights sprinkled in the back, you know what I mean? That's basically about it, but it was very dark. That wall is gray. Didn't know that. It does. I thought it was another colonial off-white, maybe. I know it's actually gray. So, for those who are interested in our amazing quasar technology, because this is what this is, it's quasar, and I got to go over and I got to paint my sister's wall. Whew, man, that's going to be interesting. She want the whole wall done. I can't believe she bought it, because I didn't think she was going to buy it. We were sitting there looking around, she was like, I gave her a Sony, so she gave the Sony to her son. Her son got the Sony, he does gaming. So he got the Sony, I got to paint his wall, and I got to paint hers. And we were walking around, and she saw it the first time, and she said, what's this? That was an Epson LS800. It's a beautiful projector. She's like, oh, I like this. Because it's all black. She got the all black one. And I was like, gonna get it? She said, no, I'll pick it up later. I'll get it later. And then when we went back in, and on a Sunday, which was on my birthday, and she saw it, and she was like, I'm gonna get it. And she went and bought it. So she said, yeah, I want this right here. I said, yo, this is going to look sick on the paint. Now, will I show you? No, I'm not showing you demonstrations on it because, mind you, creepy people stalk their place. Yeah, you creepy people. Now, my customers, you know the creepy people. I'm talking about McAfee. Yeah, we're going to put your name on Daniel McAfee, Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, Derek Wilson. Yep. You did that nonsense. Yeah, so that's why I told you in the day you got separate criminal charges. They're filing criminal charges against you for that nonsense. I'm not the only one filing against you. They're going to file against you. The people own the building. They're going to file against you. And you got a couple of criminal charges coming your way. That's why I told you when they got nothing left, people resort to doing crimes. They get into criminal activities and they have nothing left. That shows when you have nothing left. You're supposed to be a business at the end of the day, Mr. Fernando, and you basically surround yourself, and even Danny, you surround yourself with people that at the end of the day that do the same criminal activities that you do. And why would anyone trust you with a credit card? Matter of fact, the fact that you doxed the addresses, no one will ever buy anything from you ever again because you don't do that kind of stuff. Doesn't make a difference who it is. Doesn't make a difference. You don't do that. Because again, if you're going to get mad at me and do that kind of nonsense, who says you aren't going to do that for your customer? You'll take their address and post it on your website. That's why another reason why people won't touch you. You do dirty stuff like this, and then you get mad because no one's buying from you. And the reason why no one's buying from you is because they don't trust you. You're matching house paints at the end of the day. You're constantly lying on camera. And then you're doxing addresses directly to his website. Put my sister's address and put my address up there. So, got yourself in some trouble now. So now the building she lives in, the owner is taking him to court. And we know where you live at, Mr. Fernando, so he knows where you live at now. I sent him over all your information. When you first did that, I emailed him all your stuff. Sent everything over to him. He knows where you live at. So, they're going to file charges against you. She's going to file charges against you. Well, good luck with all that one. But again, you hurt yourself because when customers see you do that, it's not funny. You think it's funny to you, but it hurts you in the long run. Because again, now no one will give you their credit card information or where they live at and fear that you may get upset with them and you may do the same thing to them. That's why you don't do that. And you can sit there and go, well, I would never do that to my, but you did it to somebody, and that's why they won't trust you. There you go, see? I want to do a picture frame. I think I'm going to do a picture frame and hang it up here and do a design like this. This will look great. Oh, I got that art museum set up over there to do on top of that. We should do it in rear projection. It would be much better because you don't even want to see the projector. But then again, they do put the projectors up high and they lens shift it in. That's another way we could do it too. But I think I'm going to do me a picture frame. Give me a picture frame set up. This apps are absolutely beautiful. Can you imagine seeing this in a museum doing this? Because all they have to do is, like I said, they lens shift the projector and they drop them up real high and they bring the image down and there's, oh, we got the Chrissies coming in. We'll be to show that off. Oh, we got to do something like that. We have to do a picture frame setup now. See, never sit there and say, I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow, because then the Lord will always give you something to do. We got to do a picture frame setup. I got to make a recording of this. I'm going to be going to the art museum today. I'm going to show them some stuff. All right, people, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, and God bless. If you're interested in our amazing technology, the Quasar, which we call the mother of all projection screens, check it out on our website. We do have free worldwide shipping. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, and God bless. Oh, wait, we forgot. How can we forget? We thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology, because if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have it to begin with. The solution technology, wow, that stuff is absolutely amazing. It's going to give us the ability to be able to do a lot of stuff at the end of the day. So thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us. Got to go, people. God bless.